Well, hello everybody. Happy New Year to you all, and welcome to 2026 and part 14 of Monty's Restoration. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas break. I certainly did. And, well, been taking things a bit easy with our Monty over the Christmas period. Had a few parties to go to, like you do, and generally enjoying yourself. So things have been a bit quiet on the Monty front. Not only that, it's been a bit cold out as well. And I've got to admit, I'm turning into a bit of a cold weather wuss in my old age, and I'd rather be in the shed where there's a heater on. So with that in mind, we're cracking on in the workshop. There's plenty to do, and I thought I'd start with something different. So I'm going to have a look at this dashboard switch panel. And straight away, you can see it's not in the nicest of condition. A quick test on all the knobs and switches. Most of them are all seized up, and everything's a bit, well, generally gungy really. Cables at the back, they're not too healthy either, so we'll look at replacing them and we'll give the whole thing a once over. So start stripping it down. First thing to do, take all these knobs and levers off the front, and they're held on with little turn screws in the middle. This is the headlamp switch, and as you can see, it's unscrewing quite nicely. Unfortunately, that's where they're quite nicely ended, because none of the others wanted to undo. This is the panel light switch. The switch is turning just like it's supposed to, but I'm not getting that little clip undone. This is the starter switch. It should turn. It's trying to move, but no, that's not unscrewing either. So on for a rethink. Stand the thing on the bench so we can get a bit more effort on it. And as you can see, that is taking quite a bit of turning. Eventually, off it goes. And we get that one undone. The actual knob itself doesn't want to pull off at the moment. Same with the headlight. It should just slide off. I say just slide. No, that's definitely not happening. It's not moving at all. Sort of trying. But yeah, you've got to be careful. Do this with a bit of patience. Don't want to start breaking stuff. The whole point here is get it cleaned up and restore it. A bit of penetrating fluid on that. We'll let that soak a bit. And we'll have a go at this starter one. The switch is turning a bit better. It doesn't feel very nice when it does move, but that centre's not unscrewing. Not a little bit. So we'll try the light lenses. Again, you've got to be very careful with these. They're plastic and they will shatter. The yellow oil pressure one on the left hand side there is already broken, so I've not much hope for getting that out. I think that's just going to get pulled off. As you can see, it's not moving at all. The red generator light one did move a bit, but then it stopped, like the threads had seized up, and I didn't want to force it and break that. So, I've had a bit of soaking time here. Hopefully this headlamp switch is going to slide off now, and it does. I should point out here, I have cheated a bit and warmed it up with the blow lamp, hence the reason for putting the glove on while I lift it off, because that's still quite warm. Speaking of the blow lamp, we'll have a little go on this starter switch. Again, trying to be careful with it here. I'm trying not to melt that lens even though it's broken and it's coming off anyway. But with all the straining in the world, that's not going anywhere. It's not undoing at all. So I had to do a bit of hooligan, and there was a bit of breakage, unfortunately, but both lenses are out the way now. And that's the panel light switch coming off. Again, I've had a bit of heat on that as well, so I'm not going to pick that up with my fingers. We'll have a final go at this starter switch now. Give it some real heat. That's got very hot, and it is finally moving and coming undone. I think the actual starter switch itself has had it, so but we'll have a look at that when we get the back off in a minute. Anyway, that's all the little knobs out. I've just got to get this last that's the frame out of the warning light. There's a couple of little screw notches in the top, so I managed to get this bit of plate into the screw notches and turn it with the big adjustable. That got it moving. Not without some effort though, it didn't just slide out. We still had to struggle a little bit with it. Finally, there it goes, both lenses are out. And we're ready to start taking the back off. Right, I've already decided the electric cables have had it. I'm not even going to try and save them, so I'm just going to cut them off. And I've got a little plastic bag there. We'll keep them in the bag. I want to reuse the terminals, but I'll get some new cable and we'll be doing a complete fresh set of leads when we start putting it back together. Bit of penetrating fluid on them grommet housings on the back, pair of water pump pliers, and it does unscrews quite easily. Underneath the metal rings, there's rubber seals, hopefully to make them watertight or moisture resistant. And they're easy enough to get out. And poke a little screwdriver down the side. Careful not to poke a hole in the rubber, of course. Get underneath it with the screwdriver. About like that. And then you can pull it off altogether. Taking the nuts off the back, undo the back plate, and there's always one that doesn't want to go. There has to be one, doesn't there? Never mind. A little bit of heat from the mini glow lamp there, just enough to warm that nut up a bit. Eases it off the thread, and with a bit more effort, off she comes. Sort of. So, with all the little nuts undone, just got to free the back off now. And as you can see, that's not that keen on coming off either. Again, careful use of the screwdriver, being patient, don't damage it. And carefully lever the back off. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of muck falling out of it, even though I've only opened the back up a little bit, which doesn't bode well for what we're going to find inside. Now we are inside. Oh dear. I think we've got a bit of work to do in here. Let's have a closer look. That is not very nice at all. There. And that in the corner there appears to be a broken terminal from something. So we'll find out what that is in a minute. So we cut all the little cables right back for now, just to get them out of the way. A good squirt of penetrating fluid over everything. And we'll see how we get on. Now, I thought at first I was going to be a bit clever here, because I have got another switch panel that I could use. But when I actually had a look at it, this one's a 916, and the spare one I've got is a 924, which is completely different. And when you look at the inside, although it's cleaner and nice and tidy, it's a different setup to the one we've got. So I'm not going to be able to use that. Anyway, let's carry on taking this one apart. You've 3 screws in each corner and that headlamp switch in the middle. With those screws out, we should be able to push this centerpiece straight out. It takes a bit of doing because it's full of rust, but it does walk out eventually in one piece. Now then, there we go. That's the headlight switch, which appears to be intact and usable, which is good because I don't have a spare one of those. That's the front half, and it sits into the back half inside them little terminals. and that's what connects up for when you want to turn the headlights on. So that bit should live again. We can clean that up, I think. We should do all right. As for that starter switch, that is not going to get cleaned up, and I think that one's at it. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get this stripped out and get it cleaned up and see where we are. Inside the pot, there's the actual ignition switch on the other side, and that's all seized up as well. That little spring clip in the middle's got to come off, and then the rest of it can come apart. Again, copious quantities of penetrating fluid, gently work it around, and eventually you can get it apart. But it's still full of rust. There's a lot more cleaning to be done here. Those little ball bearings should have fallen out of there, and they appear to be proper stuck in. Never mind. So here we are, all stripped out. And what have we got? Got our back plate. That'll clean up all right. 3 knobs from the front, headlamp switch, the panel light switch there, that appears to be in reasonable condition. The bits out the ignition switch, the cables, which we'll save the terminals off of. There's this little spring and pusher thing off the bottom of the starter motor switch. Don't lose that, that's too small. We've got our outside case and circuit board. And over here is the casualty department. 1 starter switch, which is never going to get used again, and 2 broken plastic lenses. And them little grub screws are what used to hold the cables in. I think we'll need some new ones of them. As for our starter switch, fortunately, I have a shiny new one. That can replace that one. The broken terminal is this little one down the side here, listed as BST. Unfortunately, it's not used on Militants, so we don't actually need it. So it doesn't really matter that it's broken. So, how to start the big cleanup. We'll start with the outside case. Rub it down, clean it off, coat of primer, and then a coat of black. As for the rest of it, well, call it a work in progress, I suppose. I'm starting to clean bits up. I've got some new bits on order, other bits we're acquiring, and hopefully with a bit of luck, come part 15, you can see it all going back together, and we should have a nice shiny new working switch panel. Hope you've enjoyed this, first of the videos of the new year, and do tick the like and subscribe boxes if you haven't, and hopefully, yeah, we'll see you all in part 15. Bye for now.